Hey, it's Ewell, and today I'm going to be sharing with you the literal most laziest way to do e-commerce in 2025. But first, let's just go through the mistake that most people make with their e-commerce brands. Everyone is trying to sell you the dream that e-commerce is the best business model in the world, that everything's going to be fun, you're going to gain freedom, you're going to get the life that you always wanted. But what if I told you that that may not be true for every single e-commerce founder? And you might be like, oh yeah, bro, that's obvious. But e-commerce founders that don't learn to build systems and automate their business, especially in the year 2025, when AI is literally taking over, are going to get steamrolled by the competition. And the problem is that most founders actually get stuck. They launch that store. They start running some ads, for the marketing. Then they might get some orders coming in, and then they start getting sales. But then they're not ready to deal with the back end of actually getting their sales in. Fulfillment, email replies, ad tweaks, influencer outreach, a bunch of different things. You're in 15 different dashboards just to survive. And as a founder, how do you think you're going to be able to scale that way? Some people told you to hustle harder. Just wake up at 5 a.m., bro. Just do all the copywriting yourself. Why don't you just run all the creatives? Why don't you handle every single part of your business? But guess what? That's just getting you into a trap where you're not able to handle everything because you're running everything yourself and you're doing e-commerce the wrong way, which is manually. Because here's the truth. You're not broke because you don't hustle. You're broke because you end up just working hard without a system that can make you money in your sleep and be able to handle all these different parts of your business. For example, let's just run the math. Let's say you're doing 15K per month and you're actually profiting about 3 to 4K. And you're working 60 hours per week. That's literally $12 an hour, less than a barista. While somebody else who's actually automating their business and scaling smart is literally making 80K per month and snowboarding in Austria. Do you think that's fair? Maybe not. But the game rewards those who move with leverage, not just working hard. Because AI is literally coming for everything. Copywriting, product research, getting creatives done, B-roll, literally every single part of the business, customer service, etc. You name it, AI is coming for it. And if you aren't adapting, then what are you going to do? You're just going to be sat there. You're going to be ending up behind everybody else, whilst everybody else is getting ahead and scaling way smarter than you, while you're wasting your time on doing things that don't need to be done anymore. And that's how some businesses, they just run out because they're not actually adapting and leveraging the tools around them to grow and stay ahead. I know you probably didn't know this. AI adoption in e-commerce is literally predicted to double within the next 4 years. And so you don't even have that much time left, let's be honest. But you can still get ahead of that curve. And that's exactly what I'm trying to teach you, is to literally get ahead of everybody else. Because some people are going to look at this opportunity, they're going to pass it up because they think it's a scam. Because they think, oh, how will I actually get access to this? Yeah, it might be powerful, but will it really work for me? And I can understand where you're coming from. Because you don't want to just trust something that's new out there and then just comes in because it's like a new guru coming and trying to sell you a course. You may not trust that at first. But AI is literally being proven daily to actually help brands scale so much smarter and so much better and faster than they were ever able to before. Now you might be thinking, okay, but how do I actually adopt this AI? Maybe I don't have the technical skills. Maybe I can't build these AI chatbots, these AI solutions, all these different systems. And you get all this information, but you don't know how to actually translate it into something that will work for you. Well, guess what? That's why there are businesses that consult with brands to help them adopt these solutions and curate it for them. When you work with a team like us, for example, we will handle that for you. Abandoned carts, automated. Product pages, AI optimized. Your ad creatives, they're all managed by AI systems. And all these AI systems help you just to not get rid of you, of course, as a founder and a CEO, but to help you delegate these lower ROI tasks so you can focus on the biggest parts of your business and scale as fast as possible whilst remaining as lean as possible, increasing your profits, letting you gain freedom to be able to do all these other things instead of sitting there packaging boxes until 1 a.m. Because if you want to scale to 100K per month and beyond, you need these 3 things. You need a great offer. You need a conversion engine. And you need a growth system that doesn't actually need you to work in the business 24/7 to help it to continue running and to actually scale. Because if you have to be there for every single part of your business, how do you think you're going to grow? You're going to end up having to delegate tasks to high salary jobs. They're going to ruin your margins. And you have to manage this team. You're going to have so many different processes that you cannot all handle by yourself. And you're going to end up working 90 hours. And that is just terrible. 90 hours a week, imagine 100 hours. Why would you be suffering like that? We can work less and still make more. If you're tired of running in circles, burning out, and doing everything yourself, it's all right, because I understand. I was doing the same thing at one point myself until I started building systems. And guess what? You can get these infrastructures built for your brand. So literally head to highkick.biz, which is in the description. If you would like us to actually run through your brand and handle the growth with you and for you, so that you can scale as best as possible and get on the AI wave as fast as possible, so you do not get left behind. If you like this type of content, then literally just like and follow, and then you can get more content like this as I upload constantly. On that note, have a good one, of course, as always, and just think about how you can scale as fast as possible and as best as possible. Make the greatest decision for you and your life and your brand, because at the end of the day, it's your decision. So I hope you just make the best one.